Hey guys, so today I'm going to be answering some questions off of my laptop. I'm going to do this sort of thing every year where I just sort of talk about what I'm doing and where I'm at mentally and career-wise so that in the future I can look back every year and see how much I've grown in different ways. So today's date is the 7th of April 2020. Where do I live at the moment? I live in Burleigh Heads. How many Instagram followers do you have? I think at the moment I'm sitting on 16,400 or something like that. How many Google results for India Dupre? I'm currently sitting at 53,700, which is heaps. I have no idea what they all are, but the next question is favorite food right now. My favorite food right now and will forever be Chick-fil-A. Which obviously I'm in Australia, so I can't access it, which makes me very upset. But Chick-fil-A. Who is a famous person in your phone? Lewis Capaldi. Biggest thing to happen in your career? Definitely having the opportunity to go to the Capitol Records party in Hollywood. I was just around such amazing energy and such uplifting, inspiring energy that night, and I was just so thankful to be there and to be around those people. What's the most important thing to you right now? The most important thing to me right now is mental health, 100%. I think we're all locked up at home, practicing social distancing. It's very hard on a lot of people's mental state and physical state, and just so many different levels of things are getting affected by isolating yourself. So just keeping myself positive, as healthy as I can be, mentally and physically, and just trying to move through this time as productively as possible. That's sort of what's most important to me at the current moment. Are you more confident this year compared to last year? 1,000,000%. I feel like as the years go on, just within myself personally, my confidence has just grown in immense ways. Like, I can't even describe how shy and embarrassed I was of who I was for so many years, and then just growing as a person has really, really helped me with my confidence, 1000%. Do you think you're successful? I believe I'm successful, but a lot of people have different ideas on what successful means. I believe I'm successful because I'm happy. I'm happy with what I'm doing. I'm happy with who I am. And I feel like no matter what you do in life, as long as you're happy and you feel like you're on the right path, then you're successful. So yes, I do believe I am. How would you define being more successful next year? How would you define being more successful next year? I think just having more clarity on myself. Like, although I've grown so much, I still have so much more to learn. I think that me being more successful next year within myself and my career is just learning more. I just finished my study year for the music industry, and I've already learned so much, which I'm so thankful about. But I think just learning more from different people, from different walks of life, just seeing different people's experiences and growth, that's going to help me a lot. How often do you get recognized in public? I mean, sometimes. It's not like a big thing. Might be in the future, but right now, that's not really a thing. What's the biggest event in the news right now? Definitely COVID-19, the virus going around. It's definitely what's on TV, what everyone's talking about. I believe personally that we could be giving more attention to more positive things to keep people happy and to keep people uplifted, but that's we're in a very scary time. What trend are you sick of at the moment? TN's favorite movie right now, Shutter Island. What's the biggest rumor about you? I don't know what rumors are going on at the moment, but there was once a rumor that I got kicked out of my high school because I was bad at tennis. The next question is, if I have a boyfriend, would I be happy with one? I'm not sure, because I feel like right now in my life, I find it really hard to prioritize anything other than my future and my career. Lowest point of your year. Definitely, I was in a spot recently where I had no idea where I was going. I had no idea what path I was meant to be on. I was confused with everything to do with my career, like every single thing I was confused about. There was nothing clear for me, and so it was really, really difficult to not have those answers. But at the end of the day, what I had to do is realize that sometimes you're not meant to know. Sometimes the world throws things at you, and you're never going to know. You're never going to have that closure that you're looking for. And that's okay, because one day you will, but it just wasn't the right time for me at all. So that was definitely the lowest point of my year and possibly my life. Like, it was a really, really dark spot for me, but I'm happy to say that I'm finally slowly coming out of that stage. What's your favorite color? My favorite color is pink at the moment. Do you feel pressure? I feel heaps of pressure. I feel heaps of pressure from lots of different avenues. I feel lots of societal pressure, pressures being a woman. Education wise, obviously, this is my final year of schooling. I feel a lot of pressure, like keeping up to date with content and trying to release more stuff. But also, I'm really, really picky, which is why I don't post as much like singing content or music content as I would like to, is because I'm my own worst critic. So I pick up on every little thing and I just get so down on myself. So do I feel pressure? 100%. But I don't really let it get to me as much as I used to. Is there anything that annoys you now that didn't a year ago? I think a year ago I was 16 and I felt like I had a lot more time. I feel like now that I'm 17, in a year's time I'm 18, I'm a full adult. I feel as though I felt like I had a lot more time to do things last year. I felt like I had space in order to plan things out, and now it annoys me that I feel like I have such a short amount of time, and COVID-19 is stunting a lot of growth for me in all ways. So that's something that's annoying me now. Obviously, we didn't have the virus last year, but it's something that is making things quite difficult. What advice would you give yourself a year ago? Just trust God, trust the world, trust the plan that your life has for you. And things might suck at the very moment, but you just need to trust that there is a reason behind it and that you are going to get all the answers that you're looking for in time, in some way. Who's the biggest person you've performed for? I mean, I haven't really performed for anybody that's massive yet, but I have definitely had some major people hear what I have to offer and hear some of my music behind the scenes. Are you aware of people when you're playing? A lot of the time, no. I sort of zone out into my own little world. And I mean, sometimes I do. Obviously, you do need to read the room and sort of see what vibes are going on, but a lot of the time it's just me and singing and just doing that and just letting that speak for itself. So, no, I'm not really aware of people that often. Favorite artist at the moment? Lennon Stella. Lennon Stella for sure. What's the best approach to songwriting? I think just when you're emotional and you're in your feelings and you're feeling a certain way, I think it's really helpful for me personally to just like write it out and write out exactly what you're feeling, even if it's weird, even if it's just scribbling, whatever. If you write it out, you can look back on it and feel those really, really specific emotions that you're feeling, and that could possibly help you with songwriting. That's what helps me a lot, is when I'm feeling a certain way and I write things down. Even if it doesn't make sense, you go back and you can usually find a diamond in the rough. How do you feel about the music industry? I think that for a while it was very, very hard. I mean, it's obviously very difficult, but for a while it was very limited to a certain type of person. And I feel like now, with a lot of the artists that's finding success in the industry at the moment, it's very inclusive. I mean, we're not all the way there yet, but I think that the industry as a whole is making lots of steps in the right direction. And, you know, with people of color, people of different body sizes and looks, and just being a lot more inclusive on that side of things. Is there anything new that you are hoping to do musically? I'm hoping that I get better at guitar and piano, because that's something that would make my life so much easier. Who is your best friend? Ruby Hodges is my best friend. What are some criticisms of your music that I'm just so sad? Like, I struggle so hard with writing and singing happy songs. As crazy as this sounds, like, that's just not me. Like, that's just not my soul. And I think for a while I was sort of being pushed to write a lot of really happy, positive, boppy songs, when a lot of people like can tell that that's not really who I am. So that's a big criticism that I do get, is that I need to start doing some more upbeat stuff. So that's definitely something that I'm working on behind closed doors. The app that I use the most, I think I use Instagram the most. I just like watch random stuff. Craziest fan gift you've received recently? Nothing that's been super crazy, but just like amazing artworks. Like, I've been sent some incredible drawings, some incredible just art in so many different forms. I've had some people write me songs before, but my favorite gift has definitely been like someone's interpretation of me. What's the biggest thing you're struggling with? I struggle a lot with self-confidence and believing like I'm enough for people. I struggle with feeling like I'm not enough for people, but then also feeling like I'm too much. Like, my personality is too much, because I'm honestly crazy. I'm a crazy person. I think so many different things, and I'm a very expressive person, and I'm very open. And I feel like a lot of people don't have the depth to be able to take on all of who I am. So I feel like that's something that has weighed on me a lot over the years, but I'm getting a lot better at it. I have to realize that those right people for me are the ones that can handle all of it. What do you want to say to yourself in a year? India, in the future, I want you to know that no matter how big or small the circle is around you, that you need to cheer yourself on, and you need to be at the front of your crowd, and you need to be your own best friend, and you need to be your own biggest supporter, and you need to believe in yourself, no matter how many people reject you or turn you down in different ways. I don't want, this sounds so cheesy, but I just don't want to stop believing in myself. I just want to see if India in the future is doing any better. What kind of car do you have? I love that the questions, I haven't read these questions before, by the way. I love that the questions went from what do you want to say to yourself in a year to what kind of car do you have? I don't have a car. I've got my L's, but I'm saving up for one at the moment. What's the largest crowd you've played in front of? I'm gonna say like maybe 5,000, 6,000 maybe. I'm getting there, and I think that's it. I think that's all my questions. That wasn't that bad. That was actually all right. Thank you so much for listening and for sticking around and hearing me out and seeing what I have to say. I'm gonna make sure that I do this thing more often. So